back then, 3-4 years ago.
Gonna come forward.
So how'd you know? What'd you know about what Cat? Because to hear
could explain.
Yeah,
but if I explain how I knew Cassie was gonna come forward, that could hurt some people. I don't spend time around Cassie, and I haven't seen Cassie in person since she was with Ryan Leslie.
Was there something in her eyes that you saw? The way, like now that...
I'll put it to you this way, there are mutual acquaintances between her and I. And that's as far as I can go.
The singer and former girlfriend of Shay Diddy Combs, Cassie Ventura, made a number of serious accusations against him, which were included in a lawsuit she filed in November 2023. In the lawsuit, Cassie claimed that Diddy had caused her years of physical harm and other extreme forms of misconduct during their relationship, which lasted for more than 10 years. The allegations that Diddy beat her regularly and used drugs to control her are among the most unsettling.
Drake first came out, I was like, he just gonna be here and go in the mall, because I was like, I keep hearing, the basic shit. Then I'm like, this motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
In the heat of battle, he don't miss.
No.
In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.
Kim Porter. It is said that Diddy's longstanding lover and former model, Kim Porter, was instrumental in Cassie's decision to end her engagement with him. It is alleged that Porter gave Cassie the finances and assistance she needed to leave Diddy, possibly sparing her life, as Jaguar implies that Porter, who had her own turbulent past with Diddy, saw the warning signals and intervened to help Cassie.
She saved Cassie's life. So Cassie could do what she's doing right now.
Right.
She put it all on the line. Just a Christian can walk around sounding like an idiot, doing his daddy's perp walk with pride. I can only imagine she's a lot more upset than I am.
And for the people who didn't believe her or anything like that,
shame on them. You want to know what's really up in this moment?
what?
Mary J. Blige knows exactly what that feels like. And that goofy do anything. I guess she liked that scar on her cheek.
Damn.
Because he put the boots to her.
According to reports, a friend of Kim Porter's has come forward with accusations that Diddy coerced Porter into doing things against her will, especially when it came to Cassie. Diddy allegedly forced Porter to act as a mediator between him and Cassie, sometimes even including her in these activities.
The alleged friend has come out and said some real chilling stories about what Diddy used to do to Kim Porter involving Cassie, and we're going to get into it. And yes, I am mentally exhausted, along with emotionally, but bear with me. Cola both states that what we saw in that video has nothing on what Kim had to endure, and I would not compare things, but I would say they both had their share. She said she will never forget the time Diddy tried to make Kim Porter lick Cassie's, always using Kim's race to put her down. I really wish the worst on this man. I do. She said, you guys don't know half of what women go through with famous and powerful men. Be the rappers and be the Bin Ladens, be the actors, you'll have no idea. And I agree, we don't. She says a rich black woman don't suddenly just, get unalive from pneumonia at 47. Locked away from the world instead of receiving medical care at a hospital. That makes pretty much no family to protect. Cola believes that we're not being told the full story about how Kim Porter acted.
Porter's acquaintances imply that she was forced into taking these steps by fear of losing her stable income and her access to her kids. This revelation presents an unsettling image of the power dynamics at work in Diddy's relationships and the alleged lengths he took to keep control over the women in his life.
Get out the bed so Cassie could lay in there. What? You woke Kim out her sleep to remove her from the bed that y'all sleep in so Cassie could sleep in it? Whew. Cola Buff makes it very clear that if she is called to testify against Diddy, Sean Puffy Combs in reference to Kim Porter and Cassie, she will do it. And I want to see it. Now, she did make this clear that those conversations were held over the phone with Kim Porter. It seems like a lot of people were talking on the phone with Kim Porter. Another girl that was dating Trump Jr. at the point was having conversations with Kim Porter, and she was telling how afraid she was of Diddy, Sean Puffy Combs. I do believe there are conversations that need to be brought up. I do believe that Kim Porter and Cassie probably shared experiences and conversations.
When a leaked video of Diddy allegedly dragging Cassie through a hotel corridor appeared online, it created a lot of uproar. Diddy is seen holding Cassie and dragging her down the corridor as she tries to flee in the footage, which is from an altercation that occurred in a hotel in Los Angeles.
To escape.
CNN has released video footage of Diddy and Cassie. It's not good. I'm not going to show it here. I have an IG. I'm going to link it over there, so go to my stories for that if you want to see the link to where to find it. But, I mean, I know they settled and whatever, but, like, why is he free? For real, how is he not locked up already? Heard yesterday, I don't even know if I can say this on here, but I heard yesterday that there's a possibility that he's like started secretly off market selling some of the videos from his freak off parties, and I think that we're gonna see a lot more surveillance video stuff coming out like this, and sadly I think this video footage is just the beginning of what is about to come out.
Deal with Gene. According to Diddy's former bodyguard, who has previously spoken out about the artist's behavior, the leaked video of Diddy dragging Cassie in a hotel deal is not indicative of the artist's behavior. Diddy frequently used physical force and intimidation to maintain control over those around him, including Cassie.
You understand? Who saw that? If they wasn't appalled, if they wasn't like, yo, I want to beat the, you know what I'm saying? We can't say that on television, man, or on the internet or YouTube, but any man who saw that wish they could put their hands on Diddy at that time, bro. That shit was appalling, bro. It was crazy, man. And when I saw it, you know, I could imagine what Kim went through. I could imagine what Misa went through. You understand? It was just crazy, man, for that dude to do that to that girl.
According to reports, Cassie's husband, Alex Fine, has spoken out about the abuse she suffered while dating Diddy.
During her relationship with Diddy.
After CNN released the surveillance footage of Diddy physically attacking Cassie in 2016, some celebrities have spoken out in support of Cassie, including her husband, Alex. Alex had made this post. His post read, "A letter to women and children. Men who hit women are not men. Men who enable it and protect those people aren't men. As men, violence against women shouldn't be inevitable. Check your brothers, your friends, and your family. Our daughters, sisters, mothers, and wives should feel protected and loved. Hold the woman in your life with the utmost regard. Men who hurt women hate women. To all the survivors, find the men and women who help and love. To all the survivors, your stories are real, and people believe you. To all the survivors, you're not alone, and there are men and women who care only for your well-being and safety. I want to raise daughters in a world where they are safe and loved. And to the abusers, you're done. You're not safe anymore. You're not protected anymore. The men by your side are just as weak. You're so miserable with yourself that death would be considered a kindness."
Although Fine has typically kept quiet regarding Cassie's history, sources indicate that he has voiced serious concerns about the psychological and emotional damage caused by her relationship with Diddy.
Her time with Diddy.
And his caption says, "Wrote this a while back, but words ring true not just today, but every day. I want my kids and every kid to live in a world that's safe for women and girls, protects them, and treats them as equals. To the women and children, you're not alone, and you are heard." I cannot imagine how Alex, Cassie's current loving husband, father to her children, felt while watching this footage. This disturbing.
Gene Deal has made startling allegations that Diddy coerced Cassie into doing non-consensual sexual actions with other men while he watched. Deal claims that Diddy used these sessions frequently as a means of controlling Cassie.
Do you think this man had this woman search for prostitutes online just for them to have sex with her? It's something fishy about that, bruh. Because you gotta realize this lawsuit and the information they had and they gave the Diddy people was 6 months ago. So some of that stuff was cut out. Okay, we're gonna give you this, but you gotta cut this part out. Let's just say, allegedly, or just for the sake of it, Cassie wasn't the only one who wanted, or she didn't want it, but Cassie who searched for the big black, and she was searching for the big black, not only for herself, but for somebody else who we all know that was in the room with her. So if he want to see it and he want her to touch it, he might, that other person in the room with her, just...
He claims that Cassie was frequently forced, without her knowledge, to perform these things against her will, with Diddy utilizing the video as a form of blackmail.
And one time I had read something that Cassie couldn't take it no more. She told her friend, and this was she was under a non-disclosure and everything like that. She told her friend she couldn't take it no more because she had seen this dude do something. I've heard plenty of stories about him being on a yacht. That same yacht that Kim was on, and the same yacht she got her nose broken on, that somebody was doing something to him when they walked in the room, and it caused a confrontation. This is what somebody who was on the yacht said to me.
Diddy allegedly regularly made Cassie do things against her will, according to Roger Bond, another insider from Diddy's inner circle.
Against her will.
2009, she shaves the side of her head. You were there when it happened.
Yes.
Describe that whole situation.
It was basically inside a club, and it was a lady standing up over, and I kept seeing Puff looking up, and I'm saying to myself, what is he looking at? What is he looking at? And then I think he had somebody, one of his assistants, say something to the lady. And Cassie was just like, okay, Pop. You know what I'm saying? She used to call Puff Pop. And she said, okay, and next thing you know, the next day, if I'm not mistaken, his personal barber, Curtis, was the one that cut her hair for the...
There are claims that Diddy coerced Cassie into having breast implant surgery, and that he later removed the implants at his discretion. These claims suggest that Diddy was preoccupied with managing Cassie's looks and used cosmetic injections to demonstrate his power over her body.
Was a witness to the entire ordeal involving Diddy, Cassie, and Dr. Frank Ryan, who did the breast augmentation back in 2009. The source says Diddy and Cassie first came for the consultation. Diddy talked the entire time. Usually the woman will tell the doctor what they want, but the man, I guess, was doing all the talking at this point. He wanted Cassie's breasts to be fuller because she was flat-chested. Cassie reportedly sat there and allowed Diddy to make plans. Then the very next day of the procedure, Diddy called Dr. Ryan to express his dissatisfaction with the boob job. He claimed that they were too big and they needed to be fixed now, but Dr. Ryan insisted that it was way too early to fix it and they would have to wait 6 months. Diddy said it needed to be fixed now, despite Cassie being noticeably still in pain from the surgery. Y'all talking about why she didn't leave? Because he had full control. She was a child. She was literally a child turned pre-adult. She was still a baby. He made it so that way she would rely on him for every fucking thing. And when she tried to get away, allegedly he threw glass at her in the middle of the fucking night. How you in a deep sleep but you wake up because you hear footsteps of somebody trying to leave? And you was sleeping? Child, anyway, so the doctor said, to me, watching this, it was so cruel, so horrible. She was treated like a rat. It was literally like her voice was snatched and there...
Critics contend that these surgeries constituted misconduct because they were performed against Cassie's will and under intense pressure from Diddy, in addition to being about bodily modification.
Dr. Ryan eventually folded to the pressure and fixed the implants within the same week. The source said Dr. Ryan felt terrible for this, but he had no choice. Sir, I don't care. You would have to beat me up, lock me up, do something, because I What? I was standing on big business. But I understand people be scared because he is a dangerous man. But still, go to the police. But shit, even then, he probably had the police in his pocket, child. The source claims Diddy didn't comfort her at all. She was just a doll. He felt bad for her. Cassie was not talking at all. She was crying, visibly traumatized, but she wasn't saying anything at all and just going along with whatever he said. Privately, Dr. Ryan told me this was mutilation, that I can't even believe this. He was saying, poor Cassie, this is...
Many people saw Cassie's 2009 choice to shave her head as a symbolic act of rebellion against Diddy's authority. After years of being controlled by Diddy, some claim that Cassie used the drastic hairstyle as a bid to reclaim her freedom and some kind of control over her life.
By Diddy.
It's me and Puff talking, we kicking it. I'll never forget this. I pulled back up, Puff like, get in a Jeep with me, nigga. He like, nigga, you need to get you some of these Jeeps right here. And nigga, get you a Jeep like this when you come to Miami, nigga, we can mob like this. I'm like, yeah, this the move. So we ride to the club, bumping Biggie. I'm like, nigga, this high. I'm like, I ain't never really get the opportunity to just be with Puff like nigga, me and you, he never overshadowed me, but we never got a chance to just be together. It was here and there, moments in time. But like how that moment was, I was like, he's like, shit feel right, nigga. We need to be like Mob. And I'm like, yeah, nigga. So I never forget, we pull up to Live, nigga. Yo, Cassie, tomorrow, I want you to shave the side of your head. And I was like, what the kind of request is that? Like, so when I'm like, what the fuck? So when I look up there, this white woman's side of her head was shaved, my nigga. And the bitch looked good with it. So I was looking at Cassie, I was like, well, I was like, you're not about to do that, are you? She said, well, I mean, whatever Sean wants, I'm gonna do.
There have been news circulated.
There have been rumors circulating that Cassie is assisting the FBI in exposing Diddy's illicit activities. Apparently, Cassie has given the FBI proof of Diddy's unlawful behavior.
So when I'm like, what the fuck? So when I look up there, this white woman's side of her head was shaved, my nigga. And the bitch looked good with it. So I was looking at Cassie, I was like, well, I was like, you're not about to do that, are you? She said, well, I mean, whatever Sean wants, I'm gonna do.
There have been news circulated that Cassie is working with the FBI to expose Diddy's criminal activities. According to news, Cassie has provided the FBI with evidence of Diddy's illegal actions.
Diddy's ex Cassie has been in touch with the authorities in the federal investigation, and this has got Jay-Z very worried. Sources with direct knowledge say Cassie is among the witnesses the feds have been in contact with in connection with the Diddy investigation. They're told she's been working with investigators for several weeks, even before Diddy's homes were raided. So given the timing, it seems Cassie may have helped the feds establish probable cause to get a judge to sign off on the search warrants. Other women have also been in contact with federal investigators, but we don't know which ones. We also don't know what Cassie has told the feds, but it probably mirrors the lawsuit she filed against Diddy.
The Joe Rogan
claims that Diddy recorded conversations with different musicians on tape and utilized them as a form of blackmail have been covered by the Joe Rogan Experience podcast.
Blackmail.
The rumors are that Diddy was running some kind of Epstein type deal where he was filming everybody, right?
That's the rumors, yeah. I don't know that there's any proof or anything other than that.
The thing is, like, we're getting the rumors from the internet, and the internet thinks that the Taliban took out that bridge in Baltimore. So it's like, who fucking knows? Who knows what's real?
That's what Diddy's lawyers, I think, said. It was like, yeah, these are just trumped up charges. Not trumped up, I don't think they said that, but like bullshit charges.
Dude, with Homeland Security, guns and body armor, there's...
Someone said that they weren't there to take stuff. They were there to delete everything. Like the real people that were in there, you know.
Oh,
like
that's funny.
With Epstein.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's fun. Of course. There's layers upon layers. When you get into these fucking conspiracy theories, man, they never end. They never end. There's just layers upon layers upon layers.
Diddy is accused of using his position of authority and influence to get Cassie to drop her lawsuit against him. According to CRIICS, Diddy put Cassie under a lot of pressure to dismiss her lawsuit after she filed it, allegedly using financial threats and the possibility of public humiliation.
Court said, pursuant to an agreement between the parties, plaintiff hereby dismisses this action with prejudice and without costs or fees to either party. And since the dismissal was filed with prejudice, this means Cassie will not be able to file the suit a second time. And it looks like Cassie is at her parents' home in Connecticut for the holidays. She was also joined by her husband, Alex Fine, and their two daughters, Frankie and Sunny. This brings me to Cassie's now husband, Alex Fine. Little fun fact, did you know that Alex Fine was P. Diddy's personal trainer, who then became Cassie's personal trainer, who then became Cassie's husband? Cassie told Vogue in October 2019 that Alex was originally Diddy's personal trainer, and then Cassie became his client as well.
Critics assert that Diddy effectively avoided Cassie's lawsuit against him by using his enormous riches and power. Diddy allegedly utilized his connections in the business and legal sectors to put pressure on Cassie to settle the case swiftly and quietly.
It took him 1 day to settle the lawsuit with Cassie. And some of you said she was lying. Look at that. 1 day and Diddy settled the lawsuit. This is according to the New York Times. The R&B singer Cassandra Ventura and the music mogul did not disclose terms of the settlement, which came 1 day after Miss Ventura filed an explosive complaint. They said the parties announced on Friday evening that they had reached an agreement to resolve the case, though they disclosed no details about the terms of the settlement. But he was trying to say it was a shakedown. Cassie said, "I have decided to resolve this matter amicably on terms that I have some level of control. I want to thank my family, fans, and lawyers for their unwavering support." And Diddy said, "We have decided to resolve this matter amicably. I wish Cassie and her family all the best. Love." Listen, the floodgates were opening and that girl was telling the truth.
Allegedly.
And he did not even write her a check. They transferred the money into her account and he told his bank to make sure that money was in there right now.
Allegedly.
That's what I think happened. If she wanted 30 million, he probably gave her 60 million. It is just crazy that we live in a world like this where if you have a lot of money, you can just make things go away, because that's literally what's happening right now. But I'm glad she talked about it, and now we know, and we won't.
That concludes the video for today. Please check back again soon.